From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. We have another cold night ahead of us, but we will see a warm up over the weekend.
Let's check your first warn forecast with meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Susan, those temperatures will drop off this evening, but they should start rising later on tonight. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see very little in the way of cloudiness anywhere across the upper Midwest, but there's plenty of snow on the ground. In fact, if you take a look at the snow depth, most of Wisconsin has at least 6 inches of snow. Some areas more than a foot or two of snow, especially up in the northern portion of the state. Even here in southern Wisconsin, just to the north and west of Madison, many locations seeing between about 9 and 12 inches of snow on the ground. So that's what kept us cold last night. We dropped to 8 below zero here in Madison. Camp Douglas was down to 15 below zero. Black River Falls, one of the perennial cold spots, they were at 31 below zero. Temperatures will drop off to the single digits this evening and then start rising overnight. And for tomorrow, look for sunny skies and a warming day with windy conditions, the high temperature at 34 degrees. Now, with all that snow on the ground, the National Weather Service is warning there's an above-average risk for flooding in southern Wisconsin this spring. Madeline O'Neill can tell us why and how emergency officials can say you can start preparing.
Everybody's got to be prepared.
Most of us are more than ready for this snow to melt. But what about the aftermath?
It's almost every single year that they're going through this.
Sauk County Emergency Management Director Jeff Jelinek says he's already meeting with weather experts to plan for potential flooding. Because right now, the National Weather Service says there's about 2 inches of water in our snowpack, which is higher than usual. According to the Weather Service, with the amount of moisture in this snow, any kind of melt will send water going quickly into rivers and low-lying areas.
More than 2 feet of snow, northern part of the state.
And Assistant State Climatologist Ed Hopkins says some rivers are already high.
We've had a lot of precipitation. In fact, last year was a record for the state in 125 years statewide.
Hopkins says it's all contributing to potential moderate to extreme flooding along the Mississippi River,
greater than a 50% chance of major long-range flood risk,
Wisconsin River, and other tributaries this spring.
Certain areas that have gotten flooded in the past maybe get flooded again.
That could mean Portage, Sauk Prairie, areas along the Rock River. But it'll depend on how quickly temperatures rise and how much rain we get.
If we can get a little bit of water out of here, it would help.
Even though it seems like spring is far away, it's not too early to think about flooding. It can happen anytime we have warmer weather and melting snow. In Baraboo, Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
Madeline, thank you. And Jelinek says he's not worried about flooding in the immediate future. In fact, he says some snow melt could help. But now is the time to get prepared. Buy those sandbags and get things off the floor of your basement. We have information about flood preparedness meetings this spring on our website.
The former NICU nurse who admitted to abusing multiple infants at Meriter Hospital will spend 13 years in prison. Christopher Capham pleaded guilty to 19 counts of child abuse in September. Court records show he abused a total of 9 babies born at Meriter from March of 2017 through February 2018. The infants suffered injuries ranging from bruises on their arms to fractured skulls. And coming up at 6, we will hear from the parents of the children that were abused by Capham. A trial date has been set for the Madison East High School teacher who is facing federal child pornography charges.
David Crutchen is accused of being involved in 2 incidents where hidden cameras were placed in students' hotel rooms in Minneapolis. Jamie Perez was in court today, and she joins us now with an update. Jamie.
Well, Crutchton was supposed to appear in court today, but he actually waived his appearance. The trial date was set for September 21st at 9 a.m. in federal court. They're hoping it will be a 3 to 5 day trial. And it was a full courtroom today for the hearing filled with students and parents. Crutchton's attorney said he might challenge the search warrants in this case. Meanwhile, the state attorney said they may add on traveler charges for the trip to Minneapolis. They also said they are still investigating which victims were in which hotel rooms and looking at the forensics of the cameras used. Crutchton is facing 7 counts of child pornography charges. If convicted, he could serve a maximum of 15 years for each count.
Jamie, thank you. Officers investigating a child pornography possession tip in DeForest have a man in custody. Police say they received a crime tip from the Center for Missing and Exploited Children regarding possession of child pornography. Officers searched a home in the area of Mohawk Trail and Old Indian Trail with a warrant this morning. The 31-year-old 30-year-old suspect was inside the residence and was arrested without incident. Officials are not identifying the suspect because he has not yet been formally charged.
A Western Wisconsin superintendent has been charged for sex trafficking in federal court. 32-year-old Daniel Peggs, who was an Altoona school superintendent, is accused of using a minor to engage in sexually explicit conduct and that he used an iPhone to make a child pornography video in December of 2015. According to the United States Attorney Scott Blader, the conduct Peggs is charged with does not involve a student from the school district of Altoona. If convicted, Peggs faces a mandatory minimum penalty of 10 years and a maximum life sentence in federal prison on the sex trafficking of a minor charge.
The daughter of a state lawmaker has been sentenced for providing the drugs that killed a pregnant woman. 30-year-old Cassie Nygren will spend 13 years behind bars for her role in the drug overdose death of a pregnant woman back in 2017. The woman died of an overdose of heroin and fentanyl. Police say Nygren and her ex-boyfriend, Sean Gray, sold heroin laced with fentanyl to Jennifer Skeen. The drug ultimately caused her death. Cassie is the daughter of Representative John Nygren of Marinette. Cassie's struggles prompted him to sponsor several bills aimed at fighting the opioid epidemic. Roger Stone has his prison sentence, but he's not going to jail just yet. Stone received a prison sentence of just over 3 years on charges of obstruction, lying to Congress, and witness tampering. The final sentence was far lighter than the original 7 to 9 year sentence that federal prosecutors recommended earlier in the case. Federal Judge Amy Berman Jackson delayed Stone's sentence until she says she reviews his request for a new trial based on allegations of political bias. President Trump reacted to the sentence at a law enforcement event in Las Vegas.
At some point, I'll make a determination, but Roger Stone and everybody has to be treated fairly. And this has not been a fair process.
House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff weighed in on Twitter, writing to pardon Stone when his crimes were committed to protect Trump would be a breathtaking act of corruption. The judge also ordered Stone to pay a $20,000 fine and perform 250 hours of community service.
The state assembly is in the middle of its last scheduled session day for the year.
They're hoping to get to a number of bills moved on to the governor's desk today. Amy Reed is live at the Capitol to show us one that is part of Republican efforts to be tougher on crime. Amy?
So that Tougher on Crime bill package is a series of steps that are tackling different parts of the criminal justice system. One up today would revoke someone's probation, parole, or supervised release if they're charged with a crime while on that release. That's charged, not convicted, and the distinction is what made some in the legislature not support this. The Assembly passed an amendment last week that would have allowed a person to go back on release if they are found not guilty. The Senate removed that yesterday, and the Assembly passed that version today. This morning, both Republicans and Democrats talked about remembering crime victims in their legislation while discussing two different bills.
As the debate moves forward on criminal justice reform, it is essential that we remember crime victims and put public safety for families in our neighborhoods in the discussion, and that we don't just focus on the cost of incarceration or the rights for criminals.
Justice delayed is justice denied in terms of victims out there knowing that there are perpetrators who could be brought to justice, or even the general public knowing that people would otherwise be behind bars are running free because we're simply unable to not play politics.
What's not wrong?
The bill Minority Leader Hintz is referring to is one that sets a timeline for testing and storage of rape kits. That bill did not get a hearing in the Assembly. Now, if the Assembly doesn't meet again like this, which is their intention for the rest of the year, then the state will likely have to wait until next year to get a law on rape kits.
Amy Reed, live at the state capitol. Amy, thank you.
Today, the State Department of Justice released new data about the sexual assault evidence kits that have been tested. Out of almost 4,500 kits that were tested, 1,038 were identified to have foreign DNA and were added to a national database of DNA profiles. Right now, 40 cases have been referred for a charging decision. A total of 12 criminal cases have been filed.
Dane County is partnering with the United Way to expand a program that mentors justice-involved youth. Today, County Executive Joe Parisi announced that he will expand the program called the Opportunity Youth Cross-Sector Coalition, used to mentor youth in our community who are at risk of making poor and sometimes dangerous choices. Over the next 2 years, United Way of Dane County will contribute $270,000 to serve 37 justice-involved youth. Parisi also will include $100,000 in his 2020 budget to help fund this effort.
When we invest money up front in young human beings, we not only make a difference in their life trajectory, but we ultimately save dollars that are otherwise shoveled constantly into the criminal justice system.
The Opportunity Youth Cross-Sector Coalition was established in October of 2018 after a series of gun-related incidents outside of La Follette High School and a sharp increase in auto thefts committed by school-aged youth in the city of Madison and surrounding communities.
The Canopy Club in the former Prism and Plan B nightclub building on Willie Street was denied its liquor license at an ALRC meeting last night. The committee unanimously denied owner Austin Carl in a 7-0 vote. According to a Facebook post put out earlier today, Carl wrote, quote, "Although we were not granted our alcohol license, we plan on going forward with opening a dry bar. Future plans are happening and we will be on our way to opening soon."
A gunman went on a deadly shooting spree in western Germany, killing 9 people. Authorities say a 43-year-old German shooter has been identified as Tobias R. Police say the suspect opened fire at 2 hookah bars. Then police found the suspect and his mother both dead at this home. Officers say some of the victims were of Turkish and Kurdish origin and that the shooter's far-right views may have triggered the attacks. The suspect reportedly left behind a racist manifesto using terminology from the Nazi era.
Investigators in Florida are trying to determine how a car rolled off a ferry into a channel about 50 feet deep, killing both women inside. A Mercedes-Benz that was being driven by 63-year-old Emma Afra with 75-year-old Vivian Brahms as her passenger had somehow rolled off this ferry. Dive crews searched the waters throughout the night, eventually finding the 2 women deceased inside that vehicle, which was brought back to shore and then towed away.
It's still very early in the investigative process. Our teams here from Sector Miami alongside Miami-Dade County Police have communicated with the crew and with passengers and are just beginning to put those pieces together.
The Fisher Island Community Association, which runs that ferry, issued a statement saying, quote, "The entire community mourns their loss and our hearts and prayers go out to their families and loved ones."
First responders in California have rescued a paraglider who got stuck in power lines after a flight gone wrong. First responders say the paraglider got tangled while trying to land at nearby Yuba County Airport. He was doing a training exercise with an instructor when something went wrong. Awake and alert, the paraglider was taken by ambulance to the hospital. The rescue took 3 hours.
Still ahead on News 3 now at 5 million of Americans have now been sickened by the flu. How effective the flu vaccine has been this season.
And then coming up at 6, how a local girl is inspiring other young women through her music. We'll have that story tonight at 6.
And red numbers across the board today on Wall Street. The Dow off 128 points. NASDAQ falls 66. S&P drops 13. And we'll be right back.
He's thinking recliner, you're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. 25% off unadvertised items and sale items marked down even more. Hurry, the President's Sale ends soon at Slumberland Furniture.
The Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. 0 to its signing, plus no payments for 90 days, plus 0% for 66 months. Drive this 2020 Kia Sportage for $264 per month. It's the Russ Darrow Madison Kia Auto Show Plus event on Odana Road in Madison.
Increase your home's livable space with a Champion sunroom custom built to fit your home. Right now, Champion sunrooms are 20% off.
The sunroom has now become our family room, and we live in our sunroom.
Champion sunrooms are made to fit your lifestyle and are backed by our exclusive warranty.
The number of custom options for our sunroom were endless.
Save 20% on a new sunroom your family can enjoy all year long. Book your free in-home consultation online or call 888-930-CHAMPION today.
Everything must go at American Freight. Sofas from $198, sectionals from $298, 2 mattress sets any size from $298, 7-piece living room packages from $398, and 8-piece queen-size bedroom packages from $398. Take it home today for $50 and no payments for 60 days. Free layaway till tax time or longer. Same-day delivery ends February 29th at the corner of North Stoughton and Kinsman Boulevard.
Pills. You crush them. Kind of. Kale. You eat it for breakfast. Sometimes. You go far to eliminate stubborn fat. But sometimes life gets in the way. Cool Sculpting takes you further. A non-surgical treatment that targets, freezes, and eliminates treated fat cells. For good. Discuss Cool Sculpting with your doctor. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Don't imagine results. See them. Cool Sculpting. Take yourself further.
The Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. 0 to its signing, plus no payments for 90 days, plus 0% for 66 months. Drive this 2020 Kia Sportage for $264 per month. It's the Russ Darrow Madison Kia Auto Show Plus event on Odana Road in Madison.
He's thinking new mattress, you're thinking whole new bed. It's okay. Everything's on sale at the President's Mattress Sale at Slumberland Furniture. This Sealy Posturepedic mattress for only $394. That's over $800 off. Our biggest sale of the year at Slumberland Furniture.
Tonight at 6, the House and Assembly have both passed a $250 million tax cut bill. And learn how healthcare providers and nonprofits are helping African-American mothers give birth to healthy babies. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
114 over 70. Very good.
A nursing shortage has put a serious strain on the healthcare industry.
It becomes more and more challenging.
How it could impact the care you receive, and a look at local efforts to recruit and support nurses. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say this year's flu vaccine is providing substantial protective benefit, especially for children. Flu vaccines are reducing doctor visits related to the flu by 45% overall, 55% in children. That's according to preliminary estimates. Flu vaccine effectiveness typically ranges from 40 to 60%. This season got off to an early and unusual start with flu B viruses dominating, and now a second wave of flu of H1N1 is hitting. So far, the vaccine appears to be less effective against H1N1 for younger adults. In the U.S., there have been at least 26 million illnesses, 250,000 hospitalizations, and 14,000 deaths from the flu so far this season.
Right now, the map of the United States looks pretty red, and that means that there's a lot of flu activity. Most of the areas have the highest level of flu activity that we see during a season.
Health officials stress that if you haven't already, it is not too late to get a flu shot because the season is far from over.
Democratic presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail after the most fiery debate of the election season so far. While candidate Mike Bloomberg makes his push in states with Super Tuesday primaries March 3rd, including Utah, the rest of the Democratic field is laser focused on Saturday's First in the West contest in Nevada. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren also stepping up attacks she and fellow candidates lobbed at Bloomberg during last night's debate.
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
Meanwhile, President Trump is on a West Coast swing, raking in campaign money and working to fire up his supporters as the Democratic hopefuls battle it out for their party's nomination. CBS News will co-host the next Democratic presidential debate down in Charleston, South Carolina. Gail King, Nora O'Donnell will moderate. They'll be joined by Margaret Brennan, Major Garrett, and Bill Whitaker of 60 Minutes in the Questioning. The Congressional Black Caucus Institute is the co-host, and Twitter is a partner. You can see that debate Tuesday, February 25th, 7 p.m. right here on CBS and CBSN.
To weather now, it was very cold overnight last night, but a big change is on the way. Hi, Gary.
Hi. You know, another strong but brief cold snap, and those temperatures will start rising already tonight. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. It's a beautiful afternoon out there, but it is on the cold side. Last night we dropped to a low of 8 degrees below zero. Now, it wasn't anywhere near a record, but you can see the average low temperature now is 17 degrees, so that's 25 degrees below average. Our high of 17, also well below the average high of 33 degrees. But three things you need to know in the forecast after another another very cold night. Temperatures will start rising overnight, and we'll see wind chills at times perhaps below 0, but those should start to improve by tomorrow morning. Then we'll see mid-30s for tomorrow and low 40s for Saturday and Sunday, so a milder weekend. Still looking at snow chances next week. It might not be a big storm. It might be a couple of smaller systems that will bring us several inches of snow. So somewhere in that Monday, Wednesday time frame, we're continuing to watch the snow chances. Temperatures over the next few days will actually go right back above normal, especially for the weekend. And then after the snow, you see those temperatures drop below normal for the end of next week as we head into the early part of March. You can see the weather pattern. A couple of things to notice. A big surge of moisture from east of the Hawaiian Islands heading toward the southwestern part of the country. Then a weather system off the California coast, and yet another one in the Gulf of Alaska. Notice how they're separated right now. The whole jet stream pattern is such that we've got a broad area of jet stream winds moving across. So we're not seeing one big storm system. We're seeing smaller pieces of energy. Whether or not these develop into one big storm next week still remains to be seen. The computer models are trying to sort it out. But as this moisture starts moving eastward, we'll see our chances for precipitation ramp up early next week. In the short term, right now the upper level winds are from the west or northwest, and that's just bringing in that little shot of colder air, but the jet stream kind of bulges back to the north out to the west of us, so that'll start bringing in the milder air beginning late tonight and into tomorrow. So even though those northerly winds look pretty impressive, they're not coming out of central Canada. And in future track, you can see clear skies tonight, but more importantly, those southwesterly winds continue to just bring in the milder air overnight and into tomorrow. Look for high temperatures to be in the mid-30s for tomorrow, and as we head into Saturday, more of the same. The wind's not quite as brisk on Saturday. High temperatures topping out in the lower 40s, and that'll be the same for Sunday, but by Sunday night, some of those clouds will start to increase. Computer model forecast, we've been showing these the last couple of days. One model showing perhaps as much as 6 to 9 inches of snow over southern Wisconsin, but spread out over a 3-day period from Monday through Tuesday and Wednesday. So this is not an all-at-once snowfall. The other computer models have really backed off on the snow, showing only about 1 to 3 inches during that time, and even spotty at that. Now, we talked about the potential for flooding. The 6 to 10-day precipitation outlook, very good news, calling for below normal precipitation for much of the country other than the New England area, and below normal temperatures. So it'll be a cold but dry period, unusual for the end of February, the beginning of March. The monthly outlook for March calls for below normal temperatures, but also for below normal precipitation, and that would be good news heading into the spring flooding season. For tomorrow, no precipitation in the forecast. Sunny and windy, high temperature right back up at 34, and the 7 to 10-day forecast calls for those temperatures to be in the 40s for the weekend. Rain or snow perhaps mixed with some rain Monday and Tuesday, mainly snow Wednesday, and then cold weather for the end of next week. As we take a look at News 3 Now First Warn traffic, there's the view of the Beltline at Park Street. Westbound traffic slowing down. You're looking into the sun at this time of year. Eastbound traffic moving a little more steadily right now. But as we take a look at the travel on the Beltline right now, delays start from around Monona Drive and go back to almost to Verona Road. Westbound delays start right where you're looking into the sun around Fish Hatchery Road and go back to almost to Monona Drive. Right now, about a 22 to 23-minute commute in either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and the Interstate. If you're heading out of Madison down toward Janesville, 24 minutes on I-3990, 16 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and 16 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Thank you, Gary.
Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a new study is showing that a common antibiotic has been linked to a higher risk of birth defects. We'll tell you what it is after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Wallet, Toyota President's Day is on. Load up on tech. Load up on style. Load up on fun. And load up on savings. Hurry, get a historic deal before it's history. See you soon, your new Toyota. Right now, get $1,000 TFS cash when you finance a new 2020 RAV4 or lease a new RAV4 for $239 a month. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Stein Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is ending soon. Last chance to save 35 to 75% store-wide, plus an extra $100 off. Get incredible bonus buys like this reclining sofa, $399, sectional, $799. Plus, get an extra 10% off all Legacy Kids collections. All this, plus 60 months special financing. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses for every budget. Hurry in. Steinhaffel's President's Day sale ends Saturday.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
Shop the final days of Grand Appliance and TV's President's Day sale. Save with extended sale pricing and an extra 5% rebate available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Get unbeatable deals like this Samsung 4-piece kitchen with counter depth fridge and convection range for just $23.28. Appliance deals no one can beat. Exclusively at Grand Appliance and TV. Shop grandappliance.com or the store nearest you to save. You make it home, we make it grand.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. What does free mean? No cost, right? We've all seen ads about free things included with your purchase. Free carpet pad or installation with your carpet, free love seat with your sofa, 2 window blinds for the price of 1. But we know better, right? At McGann's, free means free. Free delivery and setup with purchases of $500 or more within 50 miles of Baraboo. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
A common antibiotic has been linked to a higher risk of birth defects. That's according to a new study.
Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
They're used to treat infections and most often prescribed when a patient is allergic to penicillin. But a new study published in the medical journal BMJ suggests women who are prescribed macrolides during the first 3 months of pregnancy had an increased risk of birth defects compared to those who are prescribed penicillin. The study analyzed data from more than 104,600 children born in the UK between 1990 and 2016. Their mothers were either prescribed penicillin or macrolides. The study found that prescribing macrolides, which include erythromycin, clarithromycin, and azithromycin to pregnant women during the first trimester, increased the risk of major malformations to 28 of 1,000 births compared to 18 per 1,000 births with penicillin. Specifically, the risk of cardiac malformations was higher. This study did not find a link between macrolides and neurodevelopmental disorders, and there was also no associated risk between birth defects and macrolides prescribed before conception. An author of the study says based on the findings, pregnant women and their doctors should find an alternative antibiotic depending on the type of infection. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
It's the Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. During this event, we have plussed our new Ram inventory. And you can save over $14,000 off. Plus, get no payments for 90 days. Plus, $500 more for your trade. It's the Auto Show Plus event going on now at Russ Darrow Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
The Ashley Home Stores of Madison are hosting the biggest warehouse liquidation sale ever. And for the first time, both stores are jam-packed with deals. This weekend only, shop hundreds of clearance items and special buys. Save more than 90% store-wide. Bring your truck and trailer because everything must go. Only at Ashley Home Store.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
This is a story of the American dream. It starts here, in a middle-class neighborhood with a middle-class kid named Mike. When his father died, his mother went to work and became the breadwinner. She instilled in Mike a belief in hard work and a drive to build a better life. So he started a company from scratch with an idea and endless hours. Today, that makes him the only Democrat in the race who's created 20,000 jobs. He's the only Democrat who's run the largest and most diverse city in America, rebuilding after 9/11, creating over 450,000 jobs and expanding health care coverage to 700,000 people. The only Democrat who's built a grassroots movement to combat gun violence, and he's a leader combating climate change. The only Democrat who's never taken a penny from special interests. Now Mike is running to deliver on the American dream for everyone with common sense solutions and the ability to get it done, because Mike Bloomberg is the only Democrat who can take on Trump, and Trump knows it.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Find over 65 porcelain and ceramic tile styles in stock at Menards. Update any room in your home with beautiful, durable, and waterproof 18 by 18 quartz gray stone porcelain tile from Milestone. Just $259 each. Over 50 in-stock Kidde home safety products are on sale. Stay protected with this battery-powered smoke and carbon monoxide alarm. It has voice alert technology to help alert you of danger. Only $19.99. Find amazing deals right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi everyone, a big warm-up is finally on the way starting Friday. Hattie will let us know just how warm it's going to get this weekend.
And if your kid has a toothache or is overdue for an appointment, we'll tell you how to find affordable dental care.
See you at 4:30.
For the first time ever, the Ashley Home Stores of Madison are hosting the biggest warehouse liquidation sale ever, and both stores are jam-packed with deals. Find massive savings store-wide. You can save more than 90% off. Pay just pennies on the dollar. Everything must go at both Madison area Ashley Home Stores.
It's the Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. Buy a popular SUV for only $225 per month. We have a Cherokee, plus a Ford Escape, plus a Kia Sorento. It's your choice, and it's just $225 a month. Visit Russ Darrow Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram during our Auto Show Plus event.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, President Trump's longtime political advisor Roger Stone sentenced to prison. Will he be pardoned? What the president said today. Plus, fertility breakthrough, a new option for women with cancer that could help them have children after treatment. And we'll meet an inspiring artist making her own mark on history. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Another cold night tonight.
Yeah, but those temperatures will start turning the corner later on tonight. You can see them dropping to just above zero this evening and then start rising or at least holding steady overnight. And then by tomorrow, we're looking for high temperatures in the middle 30s. And for the weekend, highs will be in the lower 40s. But there'll be some snow chances early next week and then colder weather for the end of next week.
Well, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.